The journey to success begins with understanding your why. This is not just a catchy phrase. It is the foundation upon which every meaningful achievement is built. When you know your purpose, you gain clarity in a world that is constantly pulling you in 100 different directions. Purpose is the compass that guides your decisions, helping you distinguish between what truly matters and what merely seems urgent. Without it, even the most talented individuals can drift, working tirelessly yet feeling as though they are getting nowhere. Knowing your why gives your actions direction and gives your life a sense of cohesion that others can sense and be drawn to. Understanding your purpose requires deep introspection. It is not something that can be borrowed or mimicked from someone else's life. You cannot rely on societal standards, parental expectations, or fleeting trends to define what drives you. Your why emerges from a combination of your values, passions, and the experiences that have shaped you. It is the consistent thread that runs through your life, connecting seemingly disparate events and choices. When you take the time to identify it, the picture of your path becomes clearer, and the decisions you face daily become simpler. Knowing your why also creates a resilience that is impossible to fake. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. When your purpose is clear, setbacks no longer feel like insurmountable obstacles, but rather temporary detours that provide valuable lessons. Those with a strong sense of purpose are able to persevere through adversity because they are anchored in something deeper than immediate results. They are motivated by a vision that transcends fear, uncertainty, or external judgment, and this drive becomes a force that carries them forward even when the path is steep. Purpose shapes not just what you do, but how you do it. It informs the energy and commitment you bring to every endeavor, infusing your work with authenticity that others can feel. When your actions align with your why, you naturally inspire those around you. People are drawn to leaders, teammates, and collaborators who are motivated by meaning rather than obligation. This alignment transforms routine tasks into expressions of your values and creates a ripple effect that elevates everyone in your circle. Identifying your why requires honesty and courage. It means confronting uncomfortable truths about your priorities, motivations, and fears. Many people avoid this process because it is easier to follow the paths that others have laid out or to settle for incremental success, rather than questioning what they truly want. But purpose cannot thrive in avoidance. It demands reflection, experimentation, and the willingness to ask difficult questions about who you are and what impact you want to leave in the world. Once discovered, your why becomes a lens through which you evaluate opportunities. It allows you to say no to distractions and yes to pursuits that align with your core purpose. Without this clarity, even the most promising opportunities can lead to burnout, frustration, or a sense of emptiness. Purpose acts as a filter, guiding your choices and ensuring that your time, energy, and resources are invested in areas that matter most. This intentionality is what separates those who achieve meaningful success from those who simply chase outcomes without direction. Purpose also fuels creativity and innovation. When you are deeply connected to your why, you are willing to experiment, take risks, and think beyond conventional boundaries. You approach challenges not as threats, but as puzzles to be solved in alignment with your values. This mindset encourages problem solving that is both strategic and inspired, producing results that are not only effective but also authentic and sustainable. Purpose-driven individuals are able to innovate because they are not motivated solely by external rewards. They are motivated by a vision that drives them to contribute something lasting. Your why becomes even more powerful when communicated clearly to others. When people understand your purpose, they are more likely to support your efforts, collaborate with you, and trust your leadership. Clarity of purpose fosters alignment, creating environments where collective effort is amplified because everyone shares an understanding of the underlying mission. This is why organizations, teams, and communities that operate with a clear sense of purpose outperform those that focus purely on metrics or short-term gains. Purpose is contagious, and its effects extend far beyond the individual. Discovering your why is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing journey of self-discovery. As you grow, learn, and experience life, your understanding of purpose may deepen, shift, or expand. The key is to remain attentive, reflective, and willing to refine your sense of meaning over time. Purpose is not a static destination. It is a living framework that evolves as you evolve, providing continuity, direction, and motivation throughout the changing seasons of your life. When you live in alignment with your why, every choice becomes more intentional. Challenges are met with clarity rather than confusion. Opportunities are evaluated through a lens of meaning rather than impulse. Work feels like contribution rather than obligation. And through this alignment, your actions begin to create a life that is not only successful in external measures, but profoundly satisfying and deeply resonant. The clarity that comes from knowing your purpose transforms everything. It defines the way you work, the way you relate, and the way you leave your mark on the world. Success is not a destination. It is a journey that unfolds over time, shaped by the choices we make, the effort we put in, and the meaning we attach to our actions. Too often, people chase milestones, titles, or external validation as if reaching them will signify completion. They imagine that success is a final stop, a point where everything aligns perfectly, and life suddenly feels accomplished. But in reality, success is not an event, it is a process. It is the accumulation of consistent action, deliberate decisions, and a mindset that values growth over immediate results. To understand success as a journey, one must first redefine what it truly means. It is easy to equate success with wealth, recognition, or status, but these are merely symbols or byproducts of deeper achievements. True success is measured by the progress you make toward your purpose, the resilience you build in the face of challenges, and the impact you create on others. It is the feeling of alignment between what you do and who you are. When success is framed in this way, it becomes a lifelong pursuit rather than a fleeting goal, one that grows richer and more rewarding over time. The journey of success is filled with learning, experimentation, and adaptation. Rarely does anyone achieve their ambitions by following a straight line. There are detours, setbacks, and unexpected obstacles that challenge your commitment and test your resolve. Each of these moments is an opportunity to refine your approach, discover new strengths, and develop the resilience necessary for continued growth. Success is found not in avoiding difficulties, but in navigating them with curiosity, humility, and persistence. Understanding success as a journey also shifts the focus from comparison to personal growth. When people measure their achievements solely against the accomplishments of others, they risk losing sight of their own path. A journey is personal, and progress is relative. Success is about becoming a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday, and tomorrow than you are today. It is about mastering your craft, expanding your capabilities, and continually striving to live in alignment with your values, regardless of what others are doing. Patience is a crucial component of this journey. Society often encourages instant gratification, making it tempting to seek shortcuts or quick results. But meaningful success requires time, dedication, and persistence. It is built through repetition, incremental improvement, and the willingness to show up consistently, even when results are not immediately visible. Every small step taken with intention compounds over time, creating a foundation that can support achievements far greater than any single moment of effort could produce. Another important aspect of success as a journey is recognizing the role of reflection. Continuous growth demands that we pause to assess our actions, learn from our experiences, and adjust our direction when necessary. Reflection allows us to celebrate small victories, understand failures, and cultivate a deeper understanding of what drives us. Without reflection, we risk moving forward blindly, repeating mistakes, or losing sight of our purpose. The journey becomes richer when it is intentional and mindful. Success is also shaped by the relationships we cultivate along the way. Few people achieve greatness in isolation. Mentors, collaborators, teammates, and supporters provide guidance, feedback, and encouragement that accelerate growth. The journey of success is enriched by connection, by learning from others, and by contributing to their growth as well. Collaboration transforms the path from a lonely climb into a shared experience, where the collective effort elevates everyone involved. Viewing success as a journey encourages resilience in the face of uncertainty. Life is unpredictable, and the path is rarely smooth. Challenges, failures, and unexpected changes are inevitable, but when success is understood as an ongoing journey, these moments are reframed as opportunities for growth rather than reasons for despair. Each obstacle encountered provides a chance to learn, adapt, and develop the perseverance required to move forward with confidence. The journey of success is deeply tied to purpose and passion. When your actions are aligned with what matters most to you, the process itself becomes meaningful. Success is not merely reaching an endpoint. It is the fulfillment found in the pursuit, in the small wins, in the incremental progress, and in the dedication to doing work that resonates with your values. It is the experience of living intentionally, where each step forward contributes to a greater vision and a deeper sense of achievement. Embracing success as a journey transforms how you live and work. It shifts focus from outcomes to effort, from external validation to internal growth, and from impatience to persistence. Every day becomes an opportunity to move forward, to learn, and to refine your path. Progress, no matter how small, is a marker of success, and the process itself becomes a source of fulfillment, motivation, and lasting achievement. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential part of the journey toward it. Every person who has achieved something remarkable has faced moments of doubt, defeat, or disappointment. These experiences are not signs that the path is wrong, but rather signals that growth is happening. Failure tests your resilience, sharpens your focus, and forces you to confront weaknesses you might otherwise ignore. Those who avoid failure entirely often miss the lessons it brings and limit the potential of their achievements. Understanding this distinction is the first step toward embracing setbacks as fuel for progress. Setbacks are often seen as obstacles to avoid, but they are, in reality, opportunities to learn. When a project fails, a plan goes awry, or an expectation is not met, there is invaluable information embedded in the experience. These moments reveal gaps in knowledge, areas for improvement, and insights into your own limits and strengths. The difference between those who succeed and those who stagnate is not the absence of failure, but the ability to extract meaning from it, to study it, and to use it as a guide for future decisions. The fear of failure is one of the greatest barriers to success. Many people hesitate to act, to take risks, or to pursue their dreams because they are terrified of making mistakes or facing criticism. Yet, this fear often prevents them from even stepping onto the path of growth. Learning to accept failure as a natural and necessary part of life transforms fear into courage. When you see failure as an instructor rather than a punishment, you are more willing to experiment, innovate, and challenge yourself beyond the comfort zone. Resilience is built through repeated encounters with failure. Each setback tests your determination and your commitment to your purpose. It is in these moments of difficulty that character is forged, persistence is strengthened, and clarity of direction is sharpened. Those who view failure as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block develop an inner fortitude that allows them to continue moving forward even when the path is uncertain or steep. Resilience is not innate, It is cultivated through experience, reflection, and the willingness to persevere. Failure also fosters creativity and innovation. When the first attempt does not succeed, it forces you to think differently, to seek new solutions, and to challenge assumptions. Many of the greatest breakthroughs have come from repeated trial and error, from the refusal to accept that a failed attempt is final. Embracing failure encourages a mindset of experimentation, where mistakes are data points rather than permanent verdicts, and where each iteration brings you closer to a solution that is both effective and sustainable. Learning to fail gracefully requires humility. It means acknowledging mistakes, taking responsibility, and resisting the urge to assign blame externally. Humility allows you to see failure objectively and to use it as a mirror for growth. Those who cannot confront their own errors often repeat them, wasting time, energy, and potential. Humility paired with resilience creates a powerful combination. The ability to accept setbacks, learn from them, and move forward with improved strategy and renewed focus. Failure also deepens self-awareness. Each time you encounter a challenge that you cannot immediately overcome, you are forced to reflect on your priorities, skills, and values. You learn what drives you, what hinders you, and where you need to grow. This self-knowledge is invaluable because it informs future decisions, strengthens your sense of purpose, and allows you to pursue goals with greater precision and intention. Failure is, in essence, a teacher that shapes not only outcomes but character. The journey through failure strengthens empathy and connection with others, experiencing setbacks first, and allows you to relate to the struggles of colleagues, friends, or team members. It fosters understanding, patience, and the willingness to support others through their own challenges. By embracing failure as part of the process, you not only grow personally, but also enhance your ability to lead, mentor, and inspire those around you. Persistence is the bridge between failure and success. The difference between those who ultimately succeed and those who give up is often a matter of endurance, the ability to keep moving forward despite repeated disappointments. Each failure becomes a test of commitment, a checkpoint that evaluates whether your desire to achieve outweighs your fear or frustration. Persistence allows you to continue refining your approach, learning from mistakes, and adjusting strategies until progress becomes inevitable. Failure, when approached with the right mindset, becomes a powerful catalyst for growth. It is not something to be feared, avoided, or resented, but something to be welcomed, studied, and utilized. By reframing failure as a necessary and valuable part of the path, you transform setbacks into opportunities for development, innovation, and resilience. Each challenge faced, each misstep taken, and each obstacle overcome adds to the foundation on which lasting success is built. Success is deeply connected to the way we lead and the relationships we cultivate. It is not achieved in isolation. It is the product of trust, collaboration, and genuine connection with others. Titles, accolades, and individual accomplishments may open doors, but it is the relationships we build that determine how far we can go. When people see that your actions are rooted in integrity and that you genuinely care about those around you, they are more likely to support you, follow your lead, and contribute to shared goals. Leading with integrity means being consistent in your values, actions, and promises. It means doing the right thing, even when no one is watching, and even when it is inconvenient. Integrity builds credibility and respect, which are essential for cultivating meaningful relationships. When people trust that you will act ethically and honorably, they are willing to invest their time, energy, and resources into your vision. Without integrity, even the most impressive skills or knowledge can be undermined by doubt and suspicion. Relationships are the backbone of sustained success. No one achieves greatness entirely on their own. Mentors provide guidance, peers offer support, and teams multiply the impact of individual effort. The ability to nurture these connections is just as critical as technical skill or strategic thinking. Relationships thrive on communication, empathy, and reciprocity. When you invest in others, when you listen and contribute without expecting immediate returns, you create networks of trust that can propel you forward in ways that isolated effort never could. Success also requires understanding that influence matters more than authority. People respond to those who inspire, motivate, and lead by example, not merely to those who hold a position of power. Leadership grounded in integrity and authenticity creates a culture where collaboration and initiative flourish. When people feel respected and valued, they perform at higher levels and are willing to go the extra mile. Influence built on trust is far more sustainable than control imposed by hierarchy. Collaboration and shared vision are essential components of this process. When individuals align around a common purpose, the collective effort amplifies individual contributions. Leaders who prioritize relationships and integrity create environments where creativity, problem solving, and commitment thrive. Success is multiplied when people work together toward goals that resonate with shared values rather than being dictated solely by external measures or rigid structures. Building meaningful relationships requires emotional intelligence, awareness of your own emotions, the ability to empathize with others, and the skill to navigate social dynamics are crucial. Emotional intelligence allows you to understand motivations, anticipate reactions, and respond effectively. It strengthens bonds and enhances communication, making it possible to resolve conflicts, foster collaboration, and maintain trust even under pressure. Strong relationships are built on understanding as much as on shared objectives. Integrity also creates consistency in your actions. People know what to expect from you, and this predictability reinforces trust. When your decisions and behavior consistently reflect your values, you develop a reputation for reliability and honesty. This reputation becomes a powerful asset, attracting like-minded collaborators, mentors, and partners who are aligned with your vision. Over time, integrity and consistency form the foundation of influence and long-term success. Successful relationships are reciprocal. It is not enough to take support, guidance, or resources from others without giving back. Contribution is a key element of relational success. When you actively support others' growth, recognize their achievements, and offer assistance without expectation, you strengthen connections and build a culture of mutual empowerment. This reciprocity ensures that relationships are sustainable and enriching for everyone involved. Leadership and relationships are also tested in times of difficulty. How you act when challenges arise reveals the depth of your integrity and the strength of your bonds. Maintaining trust, providing support, and staying true to your values under pressure are what distinguish transient success from lasting achievement. People remember how you respond in moments of challenge far more than in moments of ease. These tests shape the quality and durability of your relationships. Success, when built on integrity and meaningful connections, becomes far more than personal achievement. It creates a network of influence, collaboration, and mutual growth that extends far beyond any individual effort. Relationships and ethical leadership amplify impact, foster trust, and provide the support necessary to pursue ambitious goals. By prioritizing how you lead and the connections you nurture, you set the stage for sustained, meaningful success that resonates across every dimension of your life and work. Taking responsibility for your growth is one of the most powerful actions you can take on the path to success. Growth is not something that happens to you passively. It is something you actively cultivate through effort, self-reflection, and intentional action. Too often, people wait for opportunities, guidance, or circumstances to shape their development, believing that success will arrive when the conditions are perfect. But waiting for external forces to dictate your growth only delays progress and limits your potential. True growth is self-directed. Owning your growth means being honest with yourself about your strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. It requires a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths and acknowledge where you may have fallen short. Many people shy away from this kind of self-awareness because it can feel threatening or discouraging. Yet, without it, growth is superficial and reactive. By taking responsibility for your development, you gain clarity about what steps you need to take, what skills to refine, and what habits to cultivate in order to move forward effectively. Growth demands curiosity and a hunger for learning. It is not limited to formal education or training programs. It occurs through observation, experimentation, and reflection. When you approach every experience with a mindset of learning, even setbacks become valuable teachers. The ability to extract lessons from success and failure alike accelerates development and positions you to adapt to changing circumstances. Those who take responsibility for their growth see every challenge as an opportunity to expand their capabilities. Discipline is a critical component of self-directed growth. It is easy to become distracted by external pressures, immediate gratification, or competing priorities. Growth requires consistent effort over time, even when progress is slow or invisible. Small, deliberate actions repeated consistently produce compounded results. Taking responsibility for your growth means committing to this discipline, recognizing that long-term success is built through sustained, intentional effort rather than quick fixes or shortcuts. Responsibility also involves seeking feedback and guidance actively. Waiting for others to notice your potential or provide advice is passive and inefficient. Growth-minded individuals seek out mentors, peers, and resources that can challenge, guide, and expand their thinking. They listen, reflect, and act on constructive criticism rather than resisting it. By embracing external perspectives while maintaining ownership of their path, they accelerate their development and avoid the pitfalls of stagnation or repeated mistakes. Taking responsibility for growth requires prioritization. Time, energy, and focus are finite resources, and how you allocate them directly influences your trajectory. Growth-minded individuals make deliberate choices to invest in activities, relationships, and projects that align with their goals and values. They recognize that every decision to engage in one activity is also a decision to forego others, and they approach this trade-off with intention. Prioritization ensures that growth is consistent, targeted, and impactful. Accountability is another essential aspect of self-directed development. It is not enough to set goals or make plans. You must hold yourself to them. This requires integrity and self-discipline, as well as the courage to confront moments when you fall short. Accountability transforms abstract intentions into concrete actions, ensuring that your growth is measurable and meaningful. By tracking progress, reflecting on outcomes, and adjusting as necessary, you create a continuous cycle of improvement. Growth is amplified when combined with resilience and adaptability. The path of self-improvement is rarely smooth. Obstacles, setbacks, and uncertainty are inevitable. Taking responsibility for your growth means embracing these challenges as part of the process rather than reasons to stop or give up. Resilience allows you to persevere, and adaptability allows you to modify your approach when circumstances change, ensuring that progress continues even in the face of difficulty. Ownership of growth also fosters independence and confidence. When you actively direct your development, you rely less on external validation or direction, and you build trust in your own judgment and abilities. This self-reliance empowers you to take risks, pursue opportunities, and navigate uncertainty with greater assurance. Confidence grows naturally from the knowledge that your growth is intentional, continuous, and under your control. Finally, taking responsibility for your growth creates momentum. Each action, reflection, and lesson compounds over time, propelling you forward in ways that are visible and meaningful. Growth becomes a self-sustaining cycle. Effort leads to progress, progress builds confidence, and confidence motivates further effort. By owning your development, you create the conditions for continuous advancement, equipping yourself with the skills, mindset, and resilience required to achieve not just short-term goals, but long-lasting success. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Ideas, plans, and intentions are meaningless unless they are accompanied by deliberate steps forward. Many people spend too much time thinking, planning, or waiting for the perfect moment, believing that preparation alone will lead to success. But no amount of thought can replace the momentum created by action. Each step you take, no matter how small, generates energy, learning, and forward motion that compounds over time. Action turns vision into tangible results. Taking action requires courage because it often involves risk, uncertainty, and the possibility of failure. Many people hesitate because they fear making mistakes, looking foolish, or facing criticism. Yet, it is precisely the willingness to act despite fear that separates those who succeed from those who remain stagnant. Courageous action is not the absence of fear, it is the choice to move forward in spite of it. Each step taken builds confidence, resilience, and experience, gradually diminishing the power of fear over your decisions. Action generates clarity. While planning and reflection are important, they can never fully reveal the lessons that come from doing. The act of taking steps into the unknown exposes gaps in knowledge, highlights strengths and weaknesses, and reveals opportunities that could not have been anticipated from a purely theoretical perspective. Momentum created by action illuminates the path ahead, guiding adjustments and informing future decisions in ways that contemplation alone cannot achieve. Consistency amplifies the impact of action. Sporadic or half-hearted efforts rarely lead to meaningful outcomes. Success is often the result of repeated, disciplined action over time. Each day, each task, and each decision adds to the cumulative effect of your effort. Small actions, taken consistently, can produce results that seem impossible when viewed day by day. Momentum builds, confidence grows, and what once seemed daunting becomes achievable. Action is the engine that drives progress, and consistency ensures it continues to run. Action also builds accountability. When you act, you generate results, positive or negative, that can be evaluated, learned from, and improved upon. Waiting or hesitating creates ambiguity and stagnation, but taking deliberate steps creates feedback loops. These loops allow you to measure progress, adjust strategies, and refine your approach. Accountability ensures that effort translates into growth, and that intentions are transformed into outcomes that can be assessed, improved, and amplified. Action inspires others. People are drawn to those who do, who step forward, and who demonstrate initiative. Leaders, innovators, and high achievers all share a willingness to act when others are hesitant. Action sets an example, motivates teams, and fosters a culture where initiative is valued and rewarded. By taking deliberate steps, you create a ripple effect, encouraging others to move, contribute, and engage in ways that elevate collective success. Action is a teacher. Each attempt, whether it succeeds or fails, provides invaluable lessons. Mistakes reveal gaps, challenges expose weaknesses, and accomplishments highlight effective strategies. The process of doing transforms abstract knowledge into practical wisdom. Those who act learn faster, adapt more effectively, and develop skills that cannot be acquired through observation or study alone. Experience gained through action is irreplaceable. Decisiveness is integral to taking effective action. Hesitation, doubt, and overthinking can paralyze progress. The ability to make choices and commit to a course of action generates movement and opens doors that would otherwise remain closed. Even imperfect decisions, when followed by deliberate action, yield valuable insights and outcomes that inform the next steps. Indecision is the enemy of success, while decisive action propels growth and opportunity. Action requires prioritization. Not every task or opportunity warrants the same energy or attention. Successful individuals learn to identify what matters most and to focus their efforts on activities that produce the greatest impact. By taking intentional action toward high-priority goals, you maximize results and avoid the trap of busy work. Strategic action ensures that effort is meaningful, effective, and aligned with your broader purpose. Ultimately, action is the force that converts potential into achievement. It is not enough to plan, hope, or dream. Tangible progress comes only from stepping forward, taking risks, and committing to effort. Each action, no matter how small, accumulates, creating momentum, building skill, and generating opportunities. Through consistent, deliberate, and courageous action, goals are reached, visions are realized, and the journey of success becomes a lived reality rather than a distant aspiration.